Greetings. Thank you so much for joining me for Me Mondays. I'm Natasha L. Brown, transformational speaker, author, and holistic coach. And I am excited to talk to you this week about protecting your energy. So many days we go about our day doing the same routine, the same way, at the same time, and we may not even think about it. So definitely you want to go ahead and get your calendar out and start planning for tomorrow. Even if you only do for Low Shannon, just plan out the morning from the time you start your day up until lunchtime. If that's not enough, then keep going. But what I want you to do is definitely get started. Hello, Amisha. But make sure that you are putting down realistic times. Many times, the first thing we do in the mornings is what? Grab some type of social media so that we can check and find out what was happening while we were asleep, right? So if you are doing that, you want to make sure that that is not the first thing you do in the morning. Some type of devotional, some type of directional, something to get your mind centered and focused so that you'll be able to move forward in a productive, exciting day. So, protecting your energy. What are some things that are draining you on a regular basis that you may not even think about? And one of the things would be social media, especially if that's the first thing you do, depending on what type of people you have on your pages, any of your social media, and what they're posting, what you're following, who you're following. If you're following any news, then that may bring a different energy as far as your day getting started. So definitely you want to think about those things. One of the main things we want to think about is those that we come in contact with on a regular basis. Making sure that the people we're around are not draining our energies. You know, if the saying is, if you're the smartest one in the circle or the group, then you need to get another group, right? So what are you doing on a regular basis? Are you, I looked in one of my inboxes, and this is where I send most of my stuff, and I had several thousand emails. And the reason is because you subscribe to things and that you never get around to doing, and you should unsubscribe if you're not going to participate in whatever you're following, as well as I had some other things that I had been looking for and could not find them in the inbox because there were so many other emails. So it's just like with collecting junk mail. You know, if it's junk and you don't need it, then you need to get rid of it. That's junk anything. And we say junk mail, quote unquote, because it's mail that we don't like. Hello, Libby. As you all come in, don't forget to share the broadcast. And if you're seeing this from a share, go over to Natasha L. Brown and like the page, as well as click on see first so that you'll know when I am going live as well as when I'm posting. And in the inboxes, or even with just actual junk mail, you don't even have to bring it in the house. You see it in the mailbox. If you have a trash can outside, throw it out. When you first come in, throw it in the trash can. You go through, you know whether you're going to use it or not, the coupons that come. Anything that comes that's not productive. And that's word of mouth, things people are saying to you. If those things are not productive, you can easily shut that down by not participating in it, as well as prayer is always a good way to shut down those things too. You know, if you say, well, let's pray about the situation, most people will not bring you things that are going to be considered quote unquote junk. So make sure you are not wasting your time, basically consciously wasting your time. You know, sitting at your desk first thing when you get to work, because you don't want to start working, you go through all of the emails that happen throughout the evening or the night, things you're trying to catch up on, which really you don't have to redirect yourself. If you set a set time during the day to go through those things, find out what you need to be looking through, and make sure you prioritize. You can go through and look at the emails. You can go through, look at your schedule. What is it that you need to be doing? Make sure you prioritize. We'll do a to-do list in a minute, but is it something on there that just is needed and necessary to get done, or are you just making a to-do list because that's habit? So being conscious throughout your day definitely is something that will help protect your energy. Being conscious of what you're doing. Just a few things I want to talk about Wavering on your boundaries, and we're just talking about that. Knowing who is in your circle. Who are you communicating with? If you're communicating with people that are bringing you things that are draining you, or if you're the only one that's constantly helping and pouring out, and the people that are around you are not, thank you so much for the love, are not pouring back into you, it says a lot about those people that you are around. So definitely have boundaries. Know when to schedule people. Sometimes you have to put those people on a calendar and talk to them and when it is appropriate. Talking to someone that you know is going to drain you before bed is not a great time to talk to someone. First thing in the morning is not a good time. Scheduling that person throughout the day and making sure, hello Ariel, and making sure that you are getting to where you need to be throughout the day. You know, there are many things. I was listening to some retired people, and they were saying now that people knows they are retired, thank you so much for sharing, love, that they're retired, they get a lot of requests for people's to-do list. You know, can you do this during the day? Can you do that? So that way the person that would have had to do it doesn't have to take off from their job, doesn't have to take extra on their break. They can get someone else to do it, right? But if you set those boundaries and you let people know, no, I'm not running your errands. Now, if you're going that way, then fine. But just to be doing it, that's not something that is going to protect your energy and help you to maintain your passion. And we talked about passion a couple of weeks ago. So things that are draining you, take away from what you're passionate about, because you don't have any energy to go forward in your passion. So ignoring your compass. And your compass we talked about is your gut. Thank you for the love and the likes. And thank you so much for sharing as well. I definitely appreciate you all as you come in. So the gut, your gut is your compass. It directs you. Sometimes we try to override it. We don't want to listen to it, but it is the strongest intuition that we have, and that is male or female. Your intuition, your gut, your compass, whatever is directing you and letting you know, okay, this is not a good situation to be in. Okay, we should do this. So listening, learning how to fine tune that inner voice and knowing when to listen and when to move forward. You can avoid a lot of drainers. And I call them double D's, dream destroyers. So you want to make sure that you are not a dream destroyer. You're not getting into someone's space and draining all of their energy. Or you're not allowing anyone, again, your boundaries, not allowing anyone to get into your space and drain your energy. Avoid ongoing issues or situations, especially if they are negative. Those are not things that you want to get involved in, and those are not things that you want to constantly be dealing with. And you know, we've dealt with people that are messy, and every time you deal with them, there is always an issue going on. There's always something going on with that particular person. They're always bringing you something, so be mindful of those things as well. Again, it's a lot of things with people, huh? Keeping toxic people out of your space, and that goes along with the boundaries. If you know that someone is toxic, and they may not be toxic for everyone, maybe just for you. And again, as you all are coming in, go ahead and share the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you are seeing this in the replay or live from someone that shared, go over to Natasha L. Brown, like the page, and click see first so that you'll know when I am going live as well as when I am posting. You can also go to New Peace Wellness. Thank you for the love. And with Natasha, New Peace Wellness with Natasha, like that page as well. And my latest book has a Facebook page, The Now Proverbs 31 Woman. If you have not gotten your electronic or physical copy, you can go ahead and do so, The Now Proverbs 31 Woman. So toxic people, they may not be toxic to everyone, but if you know that they are toxic to you, then you want to make sure that you are not spending a lot of time and effort there, because that will definitely drain your energy. And remember, we're talking about protecting your energy. So if they are draining your energy, then they are taking away from that passion again. Also, you want to keep in mind, trying to do everything. Do you know people that are always saying, I can do it, I will do it? And you only have so much time in the day to do everything and still get done what you need to get done. So if it's a pleaser, if you are a pleaser, then yes, you're always trying to do everything. You always want to get involved and help everyone. But sometimes you're enabling people. So are we really helping, or are we enabling? And sometimes you have to learn, especially as parents, you have to know when to help and when to back off. And I was talking to a mother a couple of weeks ago, and she was asking about children moving out. And how did I feel as my children began to move out? I was sad at first, but then I thought about it and I got really excited, because if you think about it, that's what we do. We have them for so many years on loan. We're supposed to pour into them, shape them and mold them to be productive citizens, and then we are to release them, just like a mother bird. Watch them fly and do what they need to do in order to make their world and the world a better place. And many times we don't want to do that, especially now with they call the helicopter parents, or your parents that are constantly wanting to keep the children. If you have enough space, they can live with you forever. They'll never know what they can do on their own. So definitely you want to make sure you know when to say no and when to let go. And I've been saying this is the year of no. I'm teaching people how to say no. No is okay. No, and you don't need an excuse behind it. No. You don't even have to say because, if it's a child, because I said so, or because I just don't want to do it. No. No. Can you? No. No. Yeah, I need y'all to practice saying that. You can type it in. No. No, 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 no. But for things that are going to help you with your passion, direct you in the goals that you are moving towards, yes. You have more time. If you are not doing everything, if you are not constantly draining your time, wasting your time, getting involved with people that are not going in the same direction that you're going, and sometimes we don't want to realize that. We don't want to even acknowledge that the people that we've been around forever, for several years, I'm calling you my friend, you don't think like me, and we are moving in the supposed same circle, but I haven't reached my goals. And if they haven't reached their goals and not working towards any goals, then definitely yeah, right, no. You know that you're working in the wrong direction. Sometimes we have to just take time out and reevaluate. Selflessly selfish. You have to be selfish enough to be selfish enough. Because if you're not selfish with your time so that you can refill yourself, you are really not being selfless. You're really being selfish, because you are not giving your best. You are not giving your all. You're not operating in your passion. And if you are somewhere every day and not operating in your passion, eventually it just dies. It fizzles out. That fire is gone. And nobody can put that out but you. So definitely keep those things in mind. Holding on to past experiences, that's a whole episode by itself. Sometimes we just don't want to let things go. We want to hold on to things. They become toxic to us, and we think that we are hurting someone else by holding on to them, when really, if you keep in mind that whatever it is, whether they apologize, whether they acknowledge it, sometimes you just have to move on. And what I did several years ago, especially when I was overcoming depression, I had to write out several letters to people that I knew were not going to apologize, that I knew would not even understand why my feelings were hurt, or why I was offended, why I was upset, and may not have even cared, family, friends, or otherwise. Sometimes you just have to get in a place where you can get beyond and move forward on your own. And sometimes it takes a therapist, it takes counseling, it takes a good coach. But you have to be willing to move forward. And until we are willing to move forward, we are holding that thing. And sometimes you don't even realize until you get into another situation or encounter someone with a similar energy or similar spirits. And then you realize you have not overcome that situation or that issue. And it is holding you hostage, which is crazy. How can I hold myself hostage? We do it on a regular basis. Just like with food. We wouldn't take our own lives, just consciously do it. But what are you eating on a regular basis? With every bite, are you giving life? Or are you giving death? And we don't think about that. So being conscious of who we are, what we are to do, what our passion is, what our calling is, what we are here for, how we are to change our world. We can't do that if we are holding on to the past. And there are things that we have to constantly let go of, things that we have to constantly work on, especially if we've been playing that scenario over and over and over and over again. It is something that is just not going to be released easily, so we have to work on moving forward. Loving yourself enough to get out of that past situation and live in the present and plan your future and move towards it. That's another thing that you have to protect your energy from. The last one we want to share is sharing control of your happiness. Now, I read this in an article and it just kind of confused me at first, but then I could get the concept, because sometimes, especially depending on your body type, and we dealt with the body type. You can look back in the history a couple of episodes ago with the body types. A Vata is someone that likes to get, I guess I'll say, feedback more so than anything, feedback from others, just to have that push forward or that encouragement. They're the type of person that needs that. So if you're sharing your happiness with someone that is not happy for you because they are not happy for themselves, then yes, you're going to have an issue. It's like holding on to the past, something negative that you can't move forward on, or a situation that you celebrated and you're not ready to move forward. It's been 10, 15, 5 years, and you can't move forward from that particular success. You're not building upon that. You're not moving forward and trying to do something different. Same thing. Sharing that happiness, allowing someone else to have control of that, that is a big thing to protect your energy from. You don't want to give your energy away willingly. And definitely sometimes we get in the presence of people and we find out that they may need to be supported and encouraged because they are not able to support and encourage. So we have to be mindful, but then there are people that are not going to support and encourage no matter what. So protecting your energy and remembering who you are and operating in your purpose. You cannot operate in your purpose and passion if you are allowing your energy to be drained on a regular basis. And there are so many different things that we do on a daily basis. Hitting the snooze button each morning, forming that bad habit of not getting up when you should be getting up. You know, sometimes we don't go to bed when we should. Remember, we talked about knowing your sleep time. So if you need 8 hours of sleep and you go to bed and you only get 4, then yes, you're going to be tired. So some of those top things, and I'll go over them again. I try to do them each episode. Hydrating. You want to make sure that you are drinking the proper amount of water, as well as making sure you're getting the proper pH. Anything above a 7.5 is going to be beautiful for your body. And also keep in mind, you may want to rotate your water too, no matter where you're getting it from, filtered or not. Also, you want to eat live foods because it brings life, it puts life into the body, gives you what you need. It'll keep you alkaline. You won't have the aches and the pains. You won't feel bad. You won't be sluggish. You won't have to hit the snooze button. Yeah, you may snooze yourself to death, but you can kill your purpose like that though, because you won't have enough energy to get out. And you know, I used to hear my grandmother say, you know, you could sleep too long, and really you can. And I understand that more so now than I did when I was younger, because you know, when you're younger, you do need a lot of rest and sleep as you're growing. But then once you become an adult, a mature adult, you don't need as much rest or sleep. And if you do, then there may be some other health concerns that you need to look into. But making sure that you are eating live foods, hydrating, exercise is always good. And if you're having sleep issues, that would help with that. It helps with the depression and helps you get some clarity in a lot of things that you're doing. Any form of exercise, especially walking though, that definitely would help with clarity. And making sure that you are getting the restful sleep that you need on a regular basis. Because sometimes we say we are going to sleep. You may be in the bed for 8 hours, but are you restfully sleeping? Because if you're tossing and turning all night long, constantly getting up back and forth, you're not restfully sleeping. Your body is not having enough time to recover and rejuvenate for the next day. And that is something you have to protect your energy from. Because if you are tired and cranky and grumpy, and then you add hungry on top of that, oh my goodness. But if you're not getting enough rest on a nightly basis, restful sleep, not just sleeping, but restful sleep, so that you can get up and feel like you've had a good night's sleep. There's a big difference. So those are just a few things I wanted to share with you on protecting your energy, because it is so vital. Hello, Lester. Tell my favorite Denise that I said hello. If you are not taking care of your body mentally, physically, and spiritually, you are missing out on the greatest parts of life, because you don't have the energy that you need. So definitely keep in mind to protect your energy, and always remember, we are practicing no this year, but always remember that I love you, as well as superpower. Self-love is your superpower. Have a great week, and I will see you back here next Monday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Love you.